Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the newly formed Ududuwa Nation.
Wow, 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 wow. What a mighty, mighty, mighty work I have to do tonight to get the program going. I'm sorry, guys. It was a very, very big task to get this one going. But we thank God that at the end of the day, we're there. You understand? We're there. We're there. We thank God that we're there. We give glory to God that we're there. I thank God that everything is working the way we want it to work. It's a mammon tax. But can I tell you one thing? I enjoy doing this. And after putting Dr. Kwasi or Lachwasu through a mammon tax earlier on, I have to go back again and drag him in. I said, come back, let's do this again. Good evening. Yoruba Nation, the week in review. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ti ṣẹlẹ̀ pátápátá láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀sẹ̀ títí di sìn. A máa mú lára àwọn nǹkan díẹ̀ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ the previous week as well. But we have to bring everything in. We have to bring anything bringable. We have to bring anything bringable into this program. Sorry guys that I have to be looking the side sometimes. It's just because I have another thing going on somewhere else. We will always be grateful to Almighty God. Yes, Mr. KS. Only Kita. It looks like Kule Shijuade as well. I pray you have money like Kule Shijuade. Anyway, today I have, what was happening last year, April. This is it again. I hope Fatai Ogunbido is not going to put me into more problem this time around. Last year he introduced someone that nearly cost my life. But don't worry about him. He's there. We're here to do it together. Let me bring in my guest. I have full house. I told you it's a big setup. And it's a full house. Full house means everybody's here. Everybody. I've gone to the east, west, south, north. I've gone up, I've gone down, I've gone to the side, I've gone everywhere to assemble this fine brain of gentlemen. Today I have all men in the house. A fine brain. When I mean fine brain, these are people that I call cream a la cream of knowledge, because they all come with a very big experience, wealth of knowledge, and they're going to be splitting the knowledge for every one of us to hear tonight. Once again, welcome to Heritage Television. My name remain Ade Thomas. I haven't changed it. Like Chris will say, if I change it, the day I change it, you will be the first to know. I will never change my name. Apart from take Thomas behind out and put Aderi there or Ulabi there or something like that there. But apart from that, I will sing one song. And anybody that know that song, and it's not that song alone. I have actually carved out another t-shirt design from that song I want to sing. The song is Going Back to My Roots. Àwa ò máa rántí ìrántí yẹ o ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀ bàbá wa. Tuntunturun 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 tuntunturun. If you know that song, who is the artist that sing that song? Going Back to My Root. Going Back to My Root. Wow, Fatayo Kuribudo, you're very naughty man. How can you get that so quickly? Julius Orlando. Wow. Going Back to My Root. A t-shirt design is coming out tomorrow. It's going to say Yoruba Nation. Going back to my root. Or going back to my root. Baba is smiling already. I'm sure Baba is going to say, I want that t-shirt. That's why Baba is smiling already. The Oliver Twist of our time. My daddy in the house tonight. So, Lamondosa. Who said this? Who is Lamondosa? Fatai, who is Lamondosa? Hey. Anyway, that is going to be another thing. I'm going to try and see if I can get the copyright of that song so that we can start playing it on our tin. Or maybe I'll get someone else to sing something similar to it. Àwa ò máa rántí ṣe rántí yẹ o ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀ bàbá wa. Going back to my root, yeah. The place of my heart, down Africa. I wanna go back to Oduduwala. Taran 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 taran. I'm sure my wife doesn't even know that song. It's an album, a Motown album, label. Long time ago, maybe 1970 something. But it's coming to reality now. Tola Bingpe. Hey, I've never seen that name. You must have changed that name brand. You must have carved out the name. Maybe you be a Thomas like me, Tola Thomas, and you decide to take Thomas out and put Bingpe there. Anyway, let's go to the program. I'm going to introduce my guest to you tonight. My name remains Ade Thomas. If I change it, and the very moment I change it, like Chris will say, you will be the first to know. I have a very lovely brother in the house. I have daddies, I have uncles, I have brothers. I don't have any child so in the house, but I have all of them adults. I don't know where to start from, so I'm going to show all the four of them. These are my guests on tonight's show. Give it to Shehu Kuti. Can Shehu Kuti sing that song? Shehu Kuti, can he sing that song? I'm not sure if he can sing that song. Yeah, because they play. Hey, yeah, I know the name now. I know the name. I can carve the name and get the name right. Let's start from the newest in the house tonight. The newest, when I mean the newest, the very brand new in the house tonight. The name of Alaji. Wow. I'm gonna let him do the full introduction of his name. Alaji, could you bring your laptop down a little bit so that your head can touch the top, please? Bring the laptop, just the cover, yeah? Bring the cover down. Yeah, okay. So that way, I'm gonna leave it with you. You're gonna do the introduction. Introduce yourself so that my guests can know who you are, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Dawood Al-Awwal. I am a journalist. and also I am author, and also president and founder of Total Support Group for Nigeria in Diaspora, UK.
Wow.
Good evening, everyone.
A journalist, an author, a founder, a convener, a gentleman, a husband, a father.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much.
Let's go to the daddy of the house. The daddy, the real daddy of the house. Daddy, good evening, sir. Introduce yourself. Let's hear from you, sir.
Good evening, sir. Brothers and sisters, brothers. Good
Baba
evening.
Eli sọ Yoruba is a mixture, sir.
Oh.
Mixture. A máa lọ sí Yorùbá gan tó bá ṣe díẹ̀.
Gbé náà láà mọ̀ gbígbé àwọn. Ẹ kalẹ́ o. Ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o, ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ o.
Fantastic.
Àní ṣe lásán o, á gbé wá o. Orúkọ mi ni Ọmọ́táyọ̀ Ajíbóyè o. Ẹ kú ojúmọ́ o, ojúmọ́ ti mọ́ o. Àní ṣe lásán o, á gbé wá o.
Sir, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that. Let's go to maybe the soft-spoken one, and I'll leave the hard man to the end. I'll go to the soft-spoken man. I'm sure that person knows himself, and this is the soft-spoken one. You introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, Kaden. Good evening. I'm happy to be here again. And there are so many things to discuss tonight. So many things that happened in Yoruba land this week. We've heard of Amotekun being launched in Abeokuta. We've heard of Buhari travel. We've heard of Oshimbaji talking of agitation, playing down agitation. Very recently, I heard that a fighter jet, Nigeria's fighter jet, had been shot down. We've heard of the chairman of Code of Conduct beating up somebody in Abuja, an attempt to arrest Sunday Igboho. So there were so many things that had happened this week. So some of these issues we will be talking about today. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So we go to Fatai Ogunibido, who is a seasoned journalist on this program. He's always there. We cannot fault him. We don't know where to keep him. If we want to take away, we can. Because he's always there. Fatai, let the new one, not the old one, the new one. Why, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much for at least doing the job for me and making it less, making less challenging. You've already told them the name, so I haven't changed. My name is Fatai Ogoribido, and I remain humble to everybody. And I pray that Yoruba nation very soon will materialize. So then in Yoruba now we can have a life as real human being. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. I'm really honored to have these guys here because, like I said, these are the finest of the finest. I tried to put Dr. Kwasi Olatubosun on that screen, the black one there, and I don't know exactly what happened. It just won't stay there. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. So I'm going to leave him there for now and see what I can do about that screen later on. I'm going to try and fight it hard because I really want him sponsor there because it's just going to make my life very, very easy if I have him there. Let's go to the main one. Everything that happened today is relevant. This week is relevant. If we don't start with Sunday Igboho's letter, we had during the week that the federal government, the IG, sent a letter to Sunday Igboho to come and they invite him. What for? What are you inviting me for? You're not treating my people right, and you're inviting me to Abuja. What for? And the gentleman is very brave. He said, "Have you invited all the killers to Abuja for any reason? Because this is how you normally invite people and threaten them, and you don't let them go back to their home." And the gentleman was right by saying, "I'm not coming to you for any reason because there's no reason for me to come and talk to you. I don't owe you anything, you don't owe me anything, I don't have anything to do with you." And that is what Sunday Igboho said. Let me start with Dr. Awal first of all. Dr. Awal, Sunday Igboho's invitation. What do you think of it? What do you make of it? Why will they invite him to Abuja? On what ground?
To me, it is normal in Nigeria to invite somebody when they have some questions to ask. But I haven't seen the letter, but we had it on the news that he was invited. And this is the second time of inviting him. And he said he's not ready to go and meet them. To me, if he is truly be invited, I may suggest that he should cooperate and answer them to honor the authority. That is my own personal opinion.
Okay, that is your opinion, like you said. Let's
Yes.
get to Fatai, who I know will probably disagree completely with you on this one. Fatai, what do you mean? Will he honor the invitation? On what grounds will he honor the invitation? Does it make sense for him to even talk to them, Fatai?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Actually, I disagree with Dr. Awal.
I know you're going to disagree.
Oh yeah, obviously. I mean, you know
the
it.
best thing to do is actually to put it to. I will be on the sideline, and I'll put the two of you together to actually iron it out, because that will make my life very, very easy. I'm gonna put the two of you side by side in a minute. Before then, you start your argument for him to appear, against him to appear, and then we see what Doctor make out of it in the long run. Go ahead, sir.
Well, I know Mr. Awal. I mean, I know Dr. Awal to be a very humble and a very modest man, and there is actually on my side when we are talking about Yoruba nation, even more passionate than I am. So I know he must be having his own reason for saying that he will advise Igboho to respond or to actually condescend to the request of the federal government. But from my own corner, I will have to disagree. And the reason for that is because there is no reason you can treat a place that we call a nation, a country, with two laws. And in one hand, some part of the nation is being completely desecrated through incessant killings and blood shedding. And you seem to be completely unruffled about it. You don't show much care. And the more tears, the more agony people are feeling in that part of the nation, you don't seem to really feel concerned about it. And then each time anything happens on the other side of the fence, you'll be quick to jump into action and, try to cajole and embarrass and try to molest people. So the case of Igboho, we know that this is a man that actually tries to help out the government discharging their duty. We saw what he did in Ibarakwa and so many other places that he has visited, helping government to curb the vandalism by all these bandits, the killing and the molesting of people, raping, and so if you want to actually take action against Igboho, what action should be taken against these gun-toting herdsmen?
Dr. Awal.
And what action?
Mr. Fatai, hold on a minute.
Yes.
Doctor, you don't have to keep him out shot for this man. You can argue with him. If you like, you can slap him.
No. I have to honor him. Let you go sorrow, then I will come in.
Please, call him back to orders. And Mr. Fatai, the same thing happens to you. If you don't like what he's saying, you can jump in. Let's go for it.
So I know that Nigeria, there is no rule of law, and there is a gangland, and I know that a banana republic like Nigeria will never ever honor the conscience of the people, and all they want to do is do things in their own way, and because they have their own agenda, that is what they are trying to pursue. And I just pray that Nigeria doesn't slide into what most people have actually feared, which is a civil war. Because right now we have been seeing this influx into the southern part of Nigeria, and the federal government has been doing nothing about it. So it's like they are leaving us, the southerners, having our destiny right on our palms. So if somebody is trying to help them discharge their duty by curbing vandalism through these bandits, then why wouldn't the government look in the mirror and see whom they should go to arrest? Is it Igboho or the bandits who are molesting people? But this
Yeah, we
night,
all know.
before doctor comes in, let me say this.
Okay.
This night I established through a source that actually a video came during the week, and in that video, there had been threats against churches and the traditional rulers in the country. And the source that actually revealed to me said there was a sort of protest by some top pastors who are thinking that the threat that came through the video that I'm talking about, that threat might be carried out. And they said they might be those that actually alerted the presidency, while the presidency is trying to alert the IG, who actually have to pursue Sunday Igboho to serve him some letters that he has to come to Abuja. But glory be to God that he didn't honor that invitation, because if anything has to be done, there must be moderation, there must be equity, there must be fair play in Nigeria, which has been absent. So I know Dr. Awa will be thinking about, well, it's a country and we have to honor the law. But is that law, is this having us right in the southern part of Nigeria? So over to you, Doctor.
We all know that Nigeria is one of the lawless countries in the world. Because I don't believe that the letter came from IG. The reason why I say this, because I never see the letter myself. And as we all know, in Nigeria, nothing is impossible. So we have federal government, and the way they operate, we have seen how they have operated in the past. So to me, if federal government is genuinely interested to arrest Igboho, I don't think it's a very hard thing for them to do, because even without being invited him with any letter. So we all know, we all witnessed what happened to Abiola. We all know what happened to Kudi Abiola. So we all know that these Fulani, they are in charge of the power right now. But to me, they all know all those things that happened in the south. That all these bandits, all these Fulani, how they have been kidnapping, raping our children in the few months ago in Ibarapa. We all know the action Igboho took for that. So to me, tí ó bá jásí pé tòótọ́, as we said that we can mix this program with the Yoruba. If tó bá jásí pé lóòótọ́ ni wọ́n náà invite Igboho, mi lérò pé ó ní agbára láti sọ pé òun ò lè dá wọn lóhùn. So tó bá jásí pé tòótọ́ letter yẹn is from federal government, because èmi ò tí ì rí letter yẹn, but tí n bá rí tó bá jásí pé federal government ló kọ́ ò látọ̀dọ̀ IG. So Igboho, tani Igboho tó máa sọ pé òun ní dá wọn lóhùn. So wọ́n lè gbé ní túláàsì. So to me, tó bá lè honor wọn, he can go with his lawyer. So wọ́n lè jọ lọ papọ̀, mi lérò pé wọ́n lè múlẹ̀. So but why tó sọ pé lóòótọ́ wọ́n kọ lẹ́tà wá, but òun honor lẹ́tà wọn. There was a time tó sọ yí pé wọ́n fẹ́ arrest òun náà, wípé òun lọ ní ọ̀nà ibì kan pé, so gbogbo àwọn ìròyìn kan wà tó ń jáde sórí social media, which tó yá sí pé as a trained journalist, so àwọn nǹkan kan wà tó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tó já sí pé we have to know the source of information before we can disseminate any news. So there was a time sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ arrest òun, wọn wá rí òun arrest, and federal government tó bá fẹ́ arrest èèyàn kì í ṣe kan tó le ní Nàìjíríà. So lẹ́tà eléyìí náà sì mi ò rí, tẹ́mi bá rí tó bá yẹ pé lóòótọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ federal government ni o, kó wá sọ pé òun ò lè honour lẹ́tà yẹn, mi lérò yìí pé wọn ní take actions tó bá yẹ pé tòótọ́ seriously ní lẹ́tà yẹn wá látọ̀dọ̀ IG, because oríṣiríṣi àwọn news ló wà tó wọ́n máa ń kúkú tó á dẹ̀ gbé sórí social media, so tí ó já sí pé a ní rí any reliable information tó lè fún wa ní authority to write such news and disseminate such information. So
But doctor,
yes.
Sorry to bother. Sorry to interrupt you.
I hope you
yes,
understand what I'm saying.
But àwọn tó mú lẹ́tà wá náà sọ pé látọ̀dọ̀ IG làwọn ti wá. So tó bá lè sọ pé látọ̀dọ̀ IG làwọn ti wá, tó dẹ̀ ṣòkò ń fẹ́ fún lẹ́tà. So I'm very happy you mentioned the issue of Dele Giwa, how he was killed. So definitely he has every reason to refuse.
No, but the letter Dele Giwa, it was addressed to him from CNC, Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So
but this IG is acting on his behalf as well. IG is acting on behalf of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
But what I'm saying is this: letter yẹn já lè rí báyìí. So because I read letter, tá a bá fojú rí letter, èmi ò believe pé IG kọ letter sí, because tó bá yẹ pé IG kọ letter sí, ó wá lóhun ò gbà, èmi ò believe. I don't believe, because the reason why Nigeria
during the Giwa's issue, I think we were then under a military regime. So the way things are going to be dispensed will be different from what obtains under a civil rule. So if during that period of time, it was said that the Commander-in-Chief was the sender of the letter, and today the IG is acting on behalf of the presidency, what is the difference?
Okay, no, there is a difference. Sherry, the letter that was sent to Dele Giwa, I think it was Buba Mariwa who deliver letter, and Kayode Soyinka ó dà pé òun wà lọ́dọ̀ Dele Giwa òun ló gba letter yẹn. So ìgbà tó ṣe rí wípé yes látọ̀dọ̀ federal government ni, so wọ́n dẹ̀ ti kọ síbẹ̀ yìí pé ẹni tí ó ní lẹ́tà yìí ló gbọ́dọ̀ já, ló jẹ́ kó já sí pé ó gbé lọ fún Dele Giwa. Ṣe mọ̀ pé yẹn a rí evidence pé okay letter bomb ni. Okay, but eléyìí tó bá yá sí pé Dele Igboho lérò pé bóyá letter bomb ni, no jẹ́ kí òun gbà.
Can I please interrupt the program by reporting something that just came on the wire just some few minutes ago? In the Igboho today, a gentleman ó lọ sóko, ó sá àwọn ìlúbọ lóko ẹ̀. Gbàtó máa dé ibi tó sá sí, gbàtó máa fi débẹ̀, àwọn màálù ń jẹ lọ́wọ́, ó bá àwọn màálù tó ń jẹ lọ́wọ́. Ó dẹ̀ complain pé káì ó láwọn màálù yẹn. Àwọn Fúlàní tó kọ́ àwọn màálù yẹn wá, níṣẹ́ náà mú ọlọ́rẹ̀ kadà tán, wọ́n gé ẹsẹ̀ kúrò, wọ́n dẹ̀ gé ọwọ́ ẹni tó ń lé màálù, wọ́n gé ọwọ́ ẹ̀mí tó fi ń lé màálù yẹn. It happens today. This is a place tí wọ́n ti lọ lé wàkílù kúrò àti Sẹ́ríkì, that some people are now, some people that went to go and help the federal government, like Fatai said, are now in Oyo prison. Why should Igboho answer them? Let's go to Dr. Posi quickly. The video, the pictures, the photograph are too gruesome to show. They're too horrible, so I won't be able to show it. I might send it to you guys privately so that you can see it. The legs were cut off, the hands were cut off, and the leg of the Okada man was cut off as well. This is what happened today.
That's very bad.
To reach the palace of Onigongo of Igango, but unfortunately, I think they turned the data off already. In continual ṣe táwọn kan ṣe How many times nothing share? Sunday going share in the north. What happened to Gumi and all the other ones? Let's go to Dr. Kwasi quickly and see his opinion about what we're discussing and what happened in Agogo today. Dr. Kwasi, over to you, sir.
The story of what happened in Igboho. Immediately after I finished my program the other time, I saw the picture. It was, as you rightly said, it's a gory to sight. You wouldn't want to show that on television because of the ethics of your profession. So I really do understand that. Now, as per the issue that was being discussed by Uncle Fatai and our doctor in the house, I think I will tilt in favor of Uncle Fatai here. There is no doubt at all in my mind as to what should happen at all in this case. Let it be clear that what the Fulani government wants to do, it's not federal, as far as I'm concerned, it's not a federal government. This is a Fulani government. It's not a federal government. What they want to do is to humiliate the Yoruba race. There's no doubt about this at all. And let there be no doubt on anyone's mind that he should go and surrender himself for what? So look, they killed Kudirat for what reason? Killed Abiola for what reason? You know, so what Colonel Iam said in one of the programs that I watched recently, I don't know whether you watched it as well, was that this is an attempt to humiliate the Yoruba race. This guy hadn't committed any crime whatsoever. So what is likely to happen is that, you see, the stakes are high, as you know. The stakes are quite high. And this man is on our side on the constitutional dispute that we had issued. As far as I'm concerned, as we speak right now, I doubt whether the Fulani government can charge anyone for treason. Because if you're not charging somebody for treason, then you're saying that he wants to overhaul the constitution. But which constitution are we talking about? We have no longer any constitution in the Fulani government. So there is no constitution at all to upon which they would, have a legitimacy. Now, talking of, getting this person, as I've said, it's all about the the dignity of the Yoruba race at stake here. This guy is saying there shall be no election in 2023. So if and he has not committed any crime, so why do you want to arrest him? So if you think that he is wanted, let it be clear that he is wanted. Announce it on television that he is wanted, and put a price on him. But what they are trying to do, they've been trying this Gestapo style thing all along. They tried to waylay him on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. He said there was a helicopter packed, but they couldn't do so because it caused a sin there. Now they went to his house and they said, look, in the first instance, what kind of do they even have a legitimacy here? As a spokesperson, as rightly said, and I want to point this out because one of the panelists today is saying that he's not sending the letter. I'm afraid that if there's no letter, no doubt, because they didn't take the letter from him, but his spokesperson said that DHL came in the morning, they didn't take the letter. Police came, 6 policemen in Mufti came in the evening to deliver the same letter, and they refused to take the letter. So there is something which is to be delivered, wasn't delivered by DHL and then by the policemen. So there is a letter. It might be that they are inviting him, but look, the truth is Nigeria is in chaos as we speak. Legitimacy has been lost. We have seen people committing crime. People saying, we are the ones that kill these people. I'm talking of Mieti Allah. They're laying credence to people. They're killing human beings. And, without impunity, nothing had happened. They hadn't been arrested. In the same vein, we have a middleman in the person of Sheikh Gumi, or whatever his name is called, who is acting as intermediary between the government and the terrorists. And has he been arrested? Not at all.
No.
So it's only in the South that we have people who can be arrested, isn't it? Look, I read somewhere today that the June 12 spirit had woken up, that it will be bloody, it will even be bloody this time. They shouldn't try it. And the truth is, this man wouldn't even allow himself to be arrested this way. What has he done? Look, we shouldn't be civil in this regard. And I think I should stop it here because I'm really getting angry here.
Okay, let's go to Baba quickly. Baba, ọwọ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹsẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ àwọn kan gé wọ́n láwọn lẹ́tọ̀ọ́ láti gé ṣùgbọ́n ṣé a ṣì ní ìjọba lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà ṣá bàbá?
Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Dr. Posise sọ, kò sí òfin tó mú number one ibẹ̀ yẹn iṣẹ́ orílẹ̀‐èdè náà. Èkejì, òfin tó tiẹ̀ ń tẹ̀ tán fi ń tanra wọn jẹ gan-an ó ti kú láti yọ tán ti declare ó kú yẹn. Ẹ̀kẹta, ó fẹ́ kí gbogbo àmọ̀ dájú lé ní wípé àwọn aráabí ti wà lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ti pẹ́ ní ìgbà tí wọ́n gbé Gani Adams ní year 2000 something gbà yẹn. Wọ́n gbé kó tó di pọ́n gbé wọ́n ti pè Dr. Fáṣẹ̀hùn lọ sí Àbújá. Kó tó di pé Dr. Fáṣẹ̀hùn lọ sí Àbújá, OPC ẹyọ kan ni wọ́n wà ńgbà yẹn, kò síjà. Ìgbà tó máa l'Àbújá tó máa dé, wàhálà dé torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ yí padà. Wọ́n dàárín wọn rú tó fà á tí ọ́fíìsì di pé sí méjì ńgbà yẹn nìyẹn tí wàhálà fi dé sígboro. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti sọ pé èèyàn 24 tó jẹ́ sàrànkàn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá náà máa pa. Wọ́n sì ti mú ọ lọ oníkọ̀ọ̀kan. Ẹni tí wọ́n rí pé ó ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yìí sìn pé tí wọ́n bá ti lè mú bí wọ́n bá pa, wọ́n ó ṣe débi pé wọ́n yí nǹkan mọ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ tó bá padà dé àárín àtò àwọn tó kù á dàrú, kò sì ní lẹ́nu ọ̀rọ̀ mọ́. So àti ò bá ṣẹ́ni tí ò bá lè ṣe nǹkan yẹn mọ́, gbogbo èèyàn á máa bẹ̀rù. Ẹnìkan kan ò ní fẹ́ jáde tá a mọ́ gbà rí pé ẹni tó yẹ pé láyà tó ṣe gbé tán mọ̀ pé ọkùnrin ogun ni òun ló ṣe báyìí. So àwọn Fúlàní yìí bàbá ńlá ọ̀daràn gidi gan tí wọ́n mọ tán ń ṣe ni ọ̀nà tán fi pa Àfọ̀njá pẹ̀lú ète òun ni wọ́n lòdì sí ń ṣe ní kẹ́nikẹ́ni mọ́ gbà fún wọn. Sunday Igboho gbọ́dọ̀ lọ. Òótọ́ bá wà lọ bá níbi tó wà lọ bá pa síbẹ̀ bóyá kí Yorùbá wá fọwọ́ gbéra o. Àsìkò ti tó tí bí togun níbi kan náà ni ìlú yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ pé kálukú ọlọ́lọ́ ẹ̀ ní. Àwọn Fúlàní yìí gbogbo aré ìje wọn ni pé wọ́n fẹ́ gba ilẹ̀ ni wọ́n lo gbogbo ọ̀nà. Ọmọbìnrin tó ń pè ní tó máa ń ṣe firework ní TVC àkọ́ńtì kí wọ́n pè Bùkọ́lá wẹ̀ mọ́. Ó ṣe firework ẹ̀ lọ́dún kan nígbà tí wọ́n ń jà ní Sauda Kaduna àti kínní. Ó ní ó wá bèèrè ọkùnrin yẹn pé kí lè ṣe tẹ́ ẹ fi ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní Sauda kínní báyìí. Ó láwọn máa pa wọ́n. Ó nítorí pé wọ́n làwọn nílẹ̀. Àwọn sì ti wá síbẹ̀, àwọn ti wà ńbẹ̀. So òun dẹ̀ ti olúdó oníṣìí ó sọ iye àìmọye ọmọ tó ń bí. Ó ní bolo fẹ́ kọ́ ọmọ sí. Àwọn ó jàgbá ilẹ̀ náà ni káwọn bá lè ríbi gbogbo lẹ̀. So nǹkan táwọn Fúlàní ní lọ́kàn nìyẹn. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń ṣe fún wa kán lé àwọn èèyàn kúrò lóko kán mọ̀ lè dóko mọ́. Àwọn èèyàn wọ́n máa ta oúnjẹ wa fún àgbà tí ò bá tẹ̀sí owó tá a fi ra jẹ mọ́ ẹnu wa ní tó nǹkan kan mọ́ a mọ̀ pẹ̀lú mọ́. Gbogbo ète wọn òun nìyẹn o, kò ṣe pé wọ́n ní inú dídùn láti pé Ìgbòho kí ni Ìgbòho ṣe, irú èèyàn wo ni Ìgbòho jẹ́ tán á fún ní lẹ́tà. Èèyàn mélòó náà fún lẹ́tà tó móríire bọ̀. Mo fẹ́ ká kíyèsí. So èmi ò fara mọ́ pé bóyá kí Ìgbòho lọ bẹ̀ kò gbọ́dọ̀ lọ. Ìgbòho ìbádẹ̀ wá dìde nìkan pariwo pé Ìgbòho ò ní lọ pẹ̀lú kò sí nǹkan tó ṣe kán sọ síta sáyé nǹkan fi pé Ìgbòho ò sì ní lọ. Wọ́n sì gbọ́dọ̀ gbé ariwo tó gbé a máa pa nìyẹn.
Let me go to Dr. Awa quickly. Doctor, is there law in Federal Republic of Nigeria? Is there still a law or is there two set of laws in Federal Republic of Nigeria?
There is a set of law, because most of our lawmakers, law brokers, we all know that Nigeria is a lawless country. I do believe in that. Because, okay, look into this Buhari administration. Buhari promised Nigerians more than 71 different things that he will do. Till today, he never touched anything out of this 71. So we not that we are supporting Buhari or Buhari government, because Buhari government is has not done anything since for the past 5 years. Okay, we all know this. And Fulani, they are, Sultan of Sokoto said it, that 8 out of 10 kidnappers in Nigeria are Fulanis. We all know this. So most of them are criminals. And because they are not happy how Igboho has been helping Yorubas, we all know that Igboho has already started to liberate Yorubas. We are all happy with this. I've released more than 3 videos on this to support Igboho. We are all happy because he's trying to liberate Nigerians or Yorubas from these Fulani terrorists. We all know this. But Nigeria as a whole is a lawless country. It's a lawless country. But the reason why I said that, in my own opinion, to respect the law, if it is true, which I don't believe that that letter came from IG. I still don't believe.
Okay, let me go to.
Sorry, moderator.
Okay.
Whether the letter came from IG or from anybody
or not,
he should not honor that letter. Because people might even be from your state to plan that thing in order for them to get him out so that they can kill him on the way.
Yeah.
It may not be from
our Abuja. Plan letter. Yes, they are planning it.
He may be from inside of that place. Already they have an agent with him. They have an agent with him there who has been giving them information about him. So they know they want to make sure that they destroy this man. You remember that we have somebody that have access to the Western world there. And they are trying to make sure that when Igboho is captured, the other one, they know how to get rid of him because he's a powerless man. So it's a clear picture. You pay target and I won't deceive you, sir. When somebody is, you are telling us that Buhari promised about 71 something.
Yeah.
But I will tell you today, Buhari has his own agenda kept to his mind. Other people don't follow Buhari láti ajaki power fún àǹfààní ara wọn. Àwọn ni wọ́n pa gbogbo irọ́ yẹn. Wọ́n mọ orúkọ táwọn èèyàn wá fẹ́, wọ́n tan àwọn èèyàn. But Buhari pẹ̀lú àwọn tí wọ́n ẹni pé gbà tí Buhari wọlé tán kò tí ì set up gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn tó máa bá ṣiṣẹ́ for about few months. Ó ti gbà tó kó gba àwọn Fúlàní ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ lò. Ọ̀gbà tí wọ́n ti plan ara wọn tán wọ́n tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́. So it is something clear. That kò sí nǹkan kan tó yẹ. Ever collect as anybody, anybody more or no letter or more.
In addition to that, sir, when they set his house on fire, the police promised that they will investigate. Till today, no report. Kò sí report kankan ní pé ta ló jó iná, ta ló sun ilé Igboho. So that is why I said that Nigeria is a lawless country. So it's a lawless country. I do believe in this.
Let me put this one to everybody on the show. Do we have a rule, a system of justice in Nigeria that if you want to punish me, if you want me to behave myself, then there will be rules, there will be law. Is there law in Nigeria at the moment? Fatai Ogunbido.
is a gangland. As my brother said earlier on, we have a country that had been hijacked. And one big question that I want to ask the panel is this. The Fulani being so minute in population in Nigeria, could they have been doing this in isolation, or are they so powerful to the extent that the Nigerian nation cannot handle them, or the southern part of Nigeria cannot handle them? I would say no, because we've seen several clips on the internet, and we saw the interview that Milafia Obadea, the former deputy governor of Central Bank, granted, in which he said that he had met so many of the lieutenants in the Boko Haram. And what they are saying is that come to year 2022, they are going to start a war in Nigeria. And this now actually reminds me of a video that I've been posting for the past 4 years, which emanated from America. Frank Gaffney happens to be a security advisor to American government before he retired. After his retirement, he is now into private security investigation. So this guy came out with this video about 3.5 to 4 years ago that catastrophe is coming to Nigeria soon. And he was calling on Donald Trump to summon all the leaders of the world to a meeting where they will be discussing that thing should never be allowed to happen. Even though I kept sensitizing people, posting this video, putting all sorts of comments that there's an agenda by Northerners, but people are not listening. Here we are today, right on our doorstep, that war that was sensitized to us 3.5 years ago by Frank Gaffney. The guy has been so embittered about the plan, and he's been warning that those who are after this plan should try as much as possible to ditch it, because if it happens, the entire world is going to be in chaos. And he said what might result from that war will be worse than what happened in Rwanda and Burundi, and then he referred it as well to what happened in Europe during the intra-Europe war. So you can see that what you are witnessing today should not be taken for granted at all. But our people are sleeping. For instance, the issue of politicking now is being used as a distraction. The main theme of their action is coming, which is to wage a war and to eliminate the entire South Nigerians, because they want to Fulanize the entire Nigeria and eliminate the Yoruba people. So let me tell you, people may not understand. People like me can understand what Igboho is doing, but people that even with Yorubas may not really understand the magnitude of Igboho's action. And then all these things are well understood and well known by Are Ona Kakanfo. Many people, they'll be blaming him, they'll be saying all sorts of things against him, but this man knows what is happening and he's been planning against it. The only thing he's not be doing is he's not be talking to the world about it, because he has a generalissimo, he can't be making himself available at every point in time, which people are not understanding. So all these things are well understood, and that's the reason why the approach that Igboho is using is the best solution. Because if they are completely disallowed from allowing their people to stay in our bushes, the command that they are going to give to start that mass elimination of Yorubas will not hold. So this is the point. So that Igboho is now a sort of a threat to so many of the bandits is concerning this Fulani government. Because Nigeria is a scam. Nigeria never existed. Nigeria is just a honeypot for the Europeans. And they want to hold on to that particular sort of mindset which they be having. So they are making sure that whatever happens, they don't care about our life. The Europeans, I mean, led by France. And we know that about 2 months ago, there was this story or this news that even the Fulanis in Nigeria has been offered a radio station now. As I'm talking to you tonight.
Let's watch a video before we continue. Let's watch this video. Then I will put my next question to I don't know who I'm going to put it to first.
So people are mistaken. You don't really understand what is coming at all.
No.
If they know, they will be more weary.
Okay, let's watch this video and we can make up our mind from there. Let's have a look at it quickly.
And when you are willing and not afraid anymore to pay the price for freedom, don't let this white man tell you that violence is wrong. Every damn thing that he got it by being violent, killing people, raping and robbing and murdering. He's doing it as we speak. And then he has the nerve to come and tell us that violence and hatred won't get it. Don't buy that. He's worthy to be hated. Worthy. Because of the evil that he does. God hates. I don't know why man think you're better than God when God in the Bible said he loved Jacob but he hated Esau. In the Bible he said no man can serve two masters. He'll love one and hate the other. They have made us little sheep that they can walk over and run over, but when we decide it's over, and we should make that decision, it's over, we're not taking it anymore, and we cannot pass on to another generation the legacy of our cowardice when we know the problem and won't move to erase the problem. That's our fault. We gotta change. See, one of the things that our ancient people knew, yours and mine, when it got to the point where they would be extinguished, they had to fight. Even if they lost, they had to fight. So the great warrior spirit came up out of us. Same with the blacks, same in Haiti, same in Central and South America, the Maroons. All of those came to a position where they had to fight. In that church, where 9 of our brothers and sisters were shot down by a skunk, how in the hell are we justified in offering him love and he offers us death?
Somebody asked me the other day,
Excuse me for my passion.
That's
brother.
okay. Asked me, can you forgive him? And I looked at him, I said, no, I cannot forgive him because he knew what he was doing. He was cold and calculated, and he was just fostering the same hate.
Who asked you that question, brother? Did he look like us?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, I know.
How in the hell? I mean, it's an insult to me
an insult.
that you're going to ask me, can you forgive? How long have white people been doing this kind of evil to the darker people in the earth?
Well, how long
Since
do we have
they've
to
been
continue?
here. And when we make up our mind, we're not taking it no more. Because it's better to be dead than to live under tyranny all the days of your life. This is why America separated from England. The tyranny of King George was too much for them to bear. So what did they do? They decided death is better. So it was Patrick Henry that said, give me liberty or give me death. And until we come up with that kind of mind, I'd rather be dead than to live continuously under this kind of tyranny. And when you think like that, you'll do what is necessary to move the tyrant off of you. With the help of God, we will win if we fight.
The only way to get consulting clients in today's...
Again, the purpose of this event is to try to make sure that the Congress of the United States, the administration of this country, our friends and allies around the world, and not least, of course, people of goodwill in this country and elsewhere, are on notice that Nigeria is at risk of disastrous collapse. that the forces that we've just been talking about are in the process of taking down a country that is the most populous in Africa, with horrific implications, not just for the immediate vicinity, the Lake Chad region as it's known, but for that continent and almost certainly others beyond. Congressman Wolf mentioned Bono, talking about a catastrophe that would make what has happened to Europe in the past few years, as a relatively small number of people migrated there with unbelievably chaotic consequences, look like a day at the beach by comparison. We're on notice. And the question is, do we have to wait until this horror is upon us before something is done about it? Or do we take steps now to try to prevent that? And I don't think any of us is saying that this is a panacea, but the appointment of the appropriate individual with the requisite authority. I just wanted to underscore what Congressman Wolf said about having the President of the United States essentially personally empowering Senator Danforth to lead the effort on behalf of our country to alleviate that situation. That has to be done again, and it has to be an empowering of a person with the stature and the capabilities needed to do two really vital things. One is to pull together the government agencies that have responsibility for pieces of a problem like Nigeria. The Defense Department, as well as, of course, the State Department, USAID, the UN mission of the United States, the National Security Council, and others, to come together with a common, appropriate, and much needed policy approach. And then secondly, at least as importantly, to be able authoritatively to represent what that approach is to the government of Nigeria. So they know who they're dealing with. They know that this is in fact the policy, and they can't go, looking for people who will provide some sort of alternative that might not require as much of them. So it's those two vitally important things that have to be done. And on behalf of, again, the Save the Persecuted Christians Coalition and team, I just want to say I think this is a moment of truth, a moment when we will find a difference being made by an administration that is about making a difference on behalf of religious freedom and those who are being denied it around the world. And let me just take a moment to say, as bad as this situation is, it is just one of the areas in the world in which particularly Christians are suffering. By some estimates, it's as small a number as 215 million Christians being brutally persecuted. By others, it's as high as 500,000. Excuse me, 500 million. This is on our watch. It is unconscionable. It must be challenged, contested, and if possible, stopped. And that's what this coalition is about. And I pray that we will be able, with the help of people like Congressman Estes and Congressman Wolf and the Archbishop and our coalition and countless others, to see this problem sorted by the appointment at the...
I think I have another video I want to show you, but looking at the way things are, I think it's a dark day for Africa. It's a dark day for the whole of black man. It's a dark day, dark event, dark problem dark everything coming for the black man. If nothing, if we don't rise up, and some of us who are still stupid are still talking about something that can never happen, something that can never materialize. Some of us are still living in the past. I'm not sure what is happening to the video for the people on YouTube. It seems they're either messing about with it, or the thing is messing about with itself, or they're trying to stop it from playing. I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on there. But as far as I'm concerned, something needs to be done. There's so many people in our family, in our land, our brothers, our sisters, that are still thinking this is not going to happen. This is just a scaremongering. Some people are still thinking this is a joke. Some people are still thinking this is a lie. Some people are still thinking they can work with the Fulanis to change the course of things. But hey, man, they're lying to themselves, they're deceiving themselves. Let's have a look at this one again, because it's getting too sad.
I'm honored to be on this panel with people who are putting a lot of energy and, in some cases, I think their lives on the line to tell the truth about what's happening in Nigeria. Let me build on what has been said by my distinguished colleagues. I believe that what is afoot here is jihad. It is a concerted, systematic, organized, and increasingly genocidal effort to remove from Nigeria, and most especially from the areas of Nigeria that are resource rich, Christians who are, by definition, under the Sharia supremacist program that drives jihad, enemies of Islam and people that can be eliminated or otherwise removed at will. And this creates not just a very strong contradiction to the party line. The party line, I'm afraid, is not confined to the government of Nigeria. It is also the party line of significant parts of our own government here in the United States, namely that, as has been said, this is just farmers and herdsmen who can't get along. And they're somehow mutually responsible for the bloodletting that seems to be virtually, if not entirely, confined to the farmers. How does that work? Well, it works if, in fact, it is jihad. And the herdsmen, the Fulani militants primarily, are armed to the teeth, as well as doctrinally, religiously, if you will, but I think of it more as ideologically driven to engage in this religious, ethnic cleansing of those who are not with the Sharia. Our challenge, it seems to me, is to be truthful about that reality. I'm very pleased to be co-sponsoring with this team this particular event, but we also had the privilege of working with specifically the International Committee on Nigeria a few weeks ago, and sponsored a delegation from Nigeria. We called it the Nigeria Crisis Delegation. I had the opportunity to introduce some extraordinarily brave men and women who, again, had come here to tell the truth, to bear witness to what they had personally experienced in some cases and what they had seen in their communities in the way of this kind of genocidal effort to remove Christians from their lands. They were vilified by the government of Nigeria, even by the vice president of Nigeria, who was invited to what I call a come to Jesus meeting with our own vice president, Mike Pence, after his chief of staff and others on his staff heard from the Nigeria crisis delegation. And after that meeting between the two vice presidents, the embassy spokesman for Nigeria once again vilified those who were truth-telling about what's going on in their country. So it brings us to, what do we do about this? The congressman has identified, former congressman, just for the record, he did.
But what I would do is that I want to thank, because I find out that when I started playing that video, the YouTube viewers are trying to, YouTube or something is trying to mess about with what we're trying to show. But that is not the end of the world. I will make the video available on Heritage Multimedia WhatsApp platform. Please, when you get it there, if you're part of that platform, please share it widely. All the 3 videos I played tonight, I will make it available there so that people, and if you go to Heritage Facebook page as well, we're going to try and make it available there. I don't know whether they're going to keep it or they're going to take it down, but we will put it there. Please share it as wide as it can go. This is very, very sickening. This is very, very sad. How can the people in authority in Nigeria, how can they think this is not going to happen? This man is so, if you look at this man's face, let me show you his face again. Look at the man's face. The man is so frightened. You can see fright. You can see panic. You can see frightened on his face. But the people in Nigeria, some people are asking me, this is not going to happen. Why are we making trouble for? Why are we doing all this for? Are we doing it for ourselves or are we doing it for people? Is Nigeria being ruled by terrorists? Let's go to Dr. Kwasi or Latiboso on this one. Are we currently being ruled by terrorist organization? People as terrorists hijack the government of Nigeria, Doctor?
There is no doubt about that at all. Thank you so much for those. There are so many points that I would want to discuss here. The government of Nigeria, in case people don't know, the same week that this president was appointed the first time, where did he go? He went to Niger. That was the first place he went to. Okay. The first time he was appointed president, he voted for the Secretary General of United Nations, a gentleman from Niger Republic, and then voted against our own Peter Ono. But that's not where I'm going. But surely this is a terrorist government. And how terrorists work, and I'm really happy that you brought the video by Louis Farrakhan and Mr. Frank Gaffner there. They pointed out very, very succinct issues. Now, how do they work? Look at when Hitler came. People said, oh, well, it's just he was friend with religious people and so on and so forth. And then he unleashed terror. And then when you look at how Americans, the white Americans committed genocide on a large scale to remove people who were indigenous to America. I'm talking of the Red Indians. The same thing was unleashed on the Aborigines of Australia by the whites who eradicated them, as well as the Maoris in New Zealand. You would know that it is a possibility. And that's why Gaffner is alarmed that something is about to happen here. You see, Louis Farrakhan got it right when he said that, look, these people have used violence before. So it's not a bad idea if you use violence to take yourself out of servitude. The same had been used in South Africa. A friend of mine who studied political science told me that, look, if you truly want to free yourself, what you need to do is to get freedom the same way South Africa got freedom. You know, and the same thing had been replicated in Haiti. in 22nd August 1791, when the blacks said, look, enough is enough. And then they hijacked the instrumentality of government, sacked the whites there. You know, after it was reported that they just completed the Ogun festival, and then they decided, look, enough is enough. And then they decided to free themselves. So those two videos actually make sense, that you brought them side by side. One is saying that, look, violence, there's something actually bad with violence. You can actually buy yourself back. You can redeem yourself by applying violence. So we've seen a case study of South Africa. Okay, so people have to, take themselves out. Otherwise, it will be history that we used to have Yoruba people there. Those people had planned this. You know how many years Professor Shenka had been saying that whenever he's going a hunting, that he and these people normally found these people in the bush there. So, and that has continued for over time. And you see, one thing that Frank Gaffner said is that he is alarmed that he kept, putting this forward, and he thought the Nigerian government would do something about it, not knowing that he is actually reporting evil to evil. You will hear that they seized Nigeria's plane, they seized Nigeria's helicopter. How dare these people? So you would know, therefore, that we are dealing with a terrorist government. So to answer your question directly, we are dealing with people who are actually working hand in hand with terrorists. So that there's no way we wouldn't have stopped this Boko Haram people long time ago. Now, think about it. Ghana simply said, no, we don't have this kind of, we don't have time for this kind of nonsense, and you don't hear that kind of thing anywhere again. But what do we have in Nigeria? When this thing started, when Mr. Lakunri was killed, I remember Mr. Ojumakin saying that a colleague in Afenifere also encountered people on the highway. He escaped, and by the time he got to the next police station, what he heard was when he said, it is Fulani people, I said, so that's the kind of narrative that we've been dealing with. And that's why, people have to, we have to resort to taking laws, people have to resort to taking laws in their hands. We know that, I've forgotten his name now, the Dan Juma, I think it was, who said that the armed forces are not neutral in this fight. So to answer your question, yes, we are dealing with a terrorist government. And the earlier people know this, the better. And again, the complex thing about this thing is that these people are scattered all over the Sahel in West Africa. They're in Niger, they're in Mali, they're in Burkina Faso, they're in Senegal, they're in Gambia, and they have this very nationalist inkling. So when you fight one, you're fighting another. You would have heard the Bauchi State governor saying that it's not a bad idea if you attack one Fulani, that they would go for their Fulani outside of the country to attack you. So if you think that, and people have said this many times, that there are moderate Fulanis, let them settle with you and so on. You're actually playing with fire. Ask people in Zango Kataf, they will tell you. Ask Ilori, they will tell you. Ask Ninupe, they will tell you. And generally ask all the Hausas, the 7 Hausa kings that were removed by these people, they will tell you. So if you say that perhaps they are neutral or moderate ones, you are playing with fire. Professor Banji Akintoye, it was, who said that when there was skirmish in Ile-Ife in 2015, and they had to arrest Yoruba traditional rulers, these people said to him when they went there, look, this land was it should be Ọlọ́run ló jogún bíbá fún Odùduwà. But báyà náà Ọlọ́run tún lè pé àwọn míì dìde tó máa níbi ń jọ wájú. He said he was shocked to hear that kind of thing. So these are the kind of things that we are fighting with. Yorubas are fighting existential war at the moment. So the earlier we understand this, the better. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Dr. Awal. Doctor, what is your take? Violence beget violence, or we should just fold the hand? And if a government is working with terrorists to subjugate some other people, should the people just become zombie and goat or ram and just follow them like zombie? What's your take on this one?
I do believe in what Doctor just said now, and I really enjoyed the video that you just played for us, and where the guy said we will win, but we have to fight. That is, we cannot win without fighting. That is what happened in Ilori. You know, I'm from Ilori, and I know much about what happened in Ilori. That is how the Fulanis, how they killed Yoruba. They killed Afanja, 1821. That because when Afanja was killed, the son of Sheikh Alimi announced himself as emir of Ilori, but they used another word in Arabic as Amirul Mu'minin, and this Amir is an Arabic word which means leader. So the white people who witnessed the events, they corrupted the word Amir to Emir. That is how the word Emir came up. And when Afanja was killed, because Afanja was Yoruba and he was the leader, he was Areo Nakakamfo of Yoruba. That time, Ilori was under Oyo Empire. And Ilori, because Areo Nakakamfo was living there, that was Afanja. And what happened in Ilori is because of this thing that this man just said now, that the Yorubas, they fought arm. Because when Afanja was killed, so most of the Fulanis who were invited as a spiritual leader to help Afanja against Oba Aule that time, because Afanja was having issue with Oba Aule. So that was the reason why Afanja asked Oba Aule to kill himself. So after Oba Aule killed himself, and then Afanja entered Oyoile, and then Afanja dismantled Oyoile, and then they enslaved his son called Atiba. So that was what happened. So after they returned back to Ilori, so Afanja removed the authority of Oyo Empire from Oyo. So Afanja turned Ilori to independent state. So that was what happened. Then after Afanja invited Sheikh Alimi, the father of the first emir of Ilori, who eventually killed Afanja, because when Afanja invited Sheikh Alimi to as a spiritual leader to help them in Ilori against Yorubas, because all Yoruba states, they attempted to kill Afanja after he dismantled Oyole. So that was what happened. So unfortunately, Afanja was unfortunate to invite a Fulani man to help him against Yorubas. So after he invited the cleric, that was Sheikh Saliu, known as Alimi. So after he settled down in Ilori, so he became a good friend of Afanja, that Fulani man with a Yoruba man. That's how they became friends for about 6 years. So later, Afanja requested from Sheikh Alimi to travel back to Gbandu. That Gbandu, known as in Kebbi now, is part of Sokoto. So to bring his family. So when they arrived in Ilori, so that is how they plotted coup to kill Afanja in the end. So Afanja was killed. When Afanja was killed, he had about 9 children, but all of them. So none of them have power to fight against Fulani back. So that is how Ilori fell into the hand of Fulanis since 1821 to today. So now there was riots about 1913 and 1845 when that another war of Oshobo, because Fulani attempted to enslave Oshobo as well, and there was a war. That is when this man Usman Ajikobi was killed, who followed Sheikh Alimi from Oyo to Ilori. And when Fulani had already settled in Ilori, so they sent to Sokoto that they need help. So they sent more than 5,000 warriors.
On camels.
Yeah, warriors, camel, just to help Fulanis in Ilori. So now Ilori today, the Fulani had settled in Ilori since 1821 to today. So that is why it is very, very hard for Yorubas to become a king in Ilori, because Emir of Ilori is the chairman of Kwara State traditional rulers, whereby we have Obajeba, who owns the Oba, is Obalade, but Fulani are just about 5% minority. So, but that is, as you said, that as that man said, that we will win, but if we fight. But it will be very difficult for Yorubas to fight against Fulani in Ilorin. See, for instance, now, when Sunday Igboho went to Ibarakpa and he evicted Saliu Abdelkadiri in Ibarakpa, do you know where he settled? So he settled in Ilorin. So from Yoruba land to Yoruba land. So, and Ilori historically is a Yoruba land. So because the Ilori, that name was derived from in a thick bush known as Okweri. That is where they discover the name Ilori, whereby all those farmers who founded Ilori, where they used to sharpen
their cutlasses. Yeah.
So, yeah, that is where the Ilori. So Ilori has been existing for since Oyo existing, because it was 1450 that Ilori has been existing. So now Kwara State was just about 1967. That is when they created Kwara State. So Kwara State now we have about 16 local government there. So we have about 12 local governments belongs to Yorubas. So Fulanis are minority there. So now, as we said that before, that is why it will be very difficult for Yoruba nation to capture Ilorin, to capture Kwara State, because, and if you check the 6 geopolitical zone that we have in Nigeria, which Obasanjo created, so we see that they carve out Kwara State and Kogi State from Yoruba states. And meanwhile, they know that Kogi is a Yoruba speakers state. And Kwara State also is Yoruba land. So I don't know why Obasanjo removed Kwara State from Yoruba land. So
Doctor, because of time, let's move to the next important topic, because there are some other topics that are burning my heart. Amotekun being created in Abeokuta. What happened to Dakwabiado? Has he just wake up? Did someone alert him from his slumber? Was he falling asleep before? Maybe I'm going to shelve that idea and move on to something else. I just want to touch on that one briefly. Oshimbajo was saying during the week that you will have to get visa if you're a Yoruba one man that want to visit Kano. If Yoruba should get independence. Stupid talk, yeah? Then again, stupid. Buhari in the UK for medical treatment. What is going on?
Can I jump in there about the Shibajo one?
Okay, please go ahead, doctor.
Yeah, I think he's just being cheeky because he knows that based on the ECOWAS protocol that no one needs visa in West Africa. So whether you're going to Gambia,
but doctor, if we have a split, we're gonna put that ECOWAS things in the bin.
Oh, no doubt about that, and there's no doubt. And I can tell you historically that has happened in India. I have friends who are from Pakistan, friends.
Is there anywhere in the whole world where you don't have friends?
Well, I have a colleague, in the university. He's from Pakistan, and apart from having a Pakistan passport, he also has a British passport, like every one of us. And he said that you are not permitted, if you are Pakistani, you are not permitted to enter India without visa. I think it's a very, 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 very restrictive regime there. And it stemmed obviously from the fact that the three countries were one country hitherto, that is India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. They used to be called Bharat, B-H-A-R-A-T, Bharat. But because of the fact that they had to split through skirmish, through war, and so on, so there was that, they need to put a visa. So perhaps truly, as you have rightly said, in the meantime, we might say, look, from Jebba, from that river Niger, don't cross the river. If you cross the river Niger, you will be shot. So it's possible that we may have that kind of regime there, and it may last a very long while. But at the moment, we are all part of ECOWAS. So, to say that somebody needs visa to do whatever, he's just being cheeky there. As per that agitation. And then for Buhari coming to the UK, I think, based on what we've read in the press, and what I've heard from people, I don't think he's coming here for a checkup. I think it's much more than that. I think he is coming here to ask the people who set up Nigeria in the first instance, as per what they need to do to people who are agitating. I think that's what he has come to do. Let me just stop there.
Let me go to Fatai Ogunbido on that one. Has he come here to stick the hand of the Queen Elizabeth in the divorce, to say you marry us together, and now we want to go separate way? Can you please take your hand away? When you go and seek the family's hand in marriage, and now we want to go separate way. Is that what is happening? Fatai Ogunbido, quickly, because we're running out of time gradually.
Nobody knows if the real Buhari is existing, because there has been so many hypotheses about his being possibly being no more, and that the cabal who are in charge of Nigeria, the members, have been trying to play on the intelligence of 200 million people, and one may not actually wish of this, because when you think of what happened in 2010 when Yaradua died, and he was hidden away for more than 6 months, and Nigeria was leaderless, and these people actually brought him in the middle of the night, buried him, and pretended that he was still in Saudi Arabia bedridden. And so about 3 months after he had been buried, there was this official burial that they made, bringing an empty coffin and covering it with a national flag. And for a period of time, they said he was actually inside an ambulance and was in a coma. And the chief executive of the state, Jonathan, as the president, was even going to look for him and just see his condition, and he was dissuaded from going. So you can see that Nigeria has been taken for granted for a very long time. And it is a pity that people who should be fighting for the rights of the people are now sleeping. The NGOs who were so active during Jonathan, who are being pushed by the kebab, being paid, and carry all these sort of cries and the heels and the protests against Jonathan, where are they today? And so here we are. So I don't think Buhari is actually existing, but well, let's not assume that he is there existing. Now, the entire system in Nigeria is scary because they know that majority of Nigerians are now discussing about the possibility of Buhari being no more in the state house. So, and then with the agitation now being hyped, and the entire world now is queuing up to show sympathy for southern Nigeria, for Biafra, for Yoruba nation. I think they need to find a way to run back to the Queen to ask what actually is the decision that they are going to take. But let me explain to you, with the way things are going on, Yoruba nation has already reached an advanced stage. I mean, the advantage of presenting his case to United Nations and being, I mean, in a position to meet all the conditions that is required to be a nation. And that is, I mean, this is not a propaganda. It is something that has actually been reached. So out of 10, we've scored about 8.5 for us to realize, to meet up with all the conditions that has been given to us. So they are aware of this and they are scared. So definitely they should be finding a way out of this. And according to what Dr. Posi said earlier on, coming here might have to do with that. Maybe they try. I mean, there was a rumor that even Tinubu might have been here as well, and trying to sign together with the fake Buhari, presenting something for the Queen about the restructuring or about renewed amalgamation. So nobody can say specifically what their intentions are and what they are here to do. But let me explain that as we are speaking tonight, nobody has specifically said that they've seen Buhari. People have been in the Abuja house. Only what they saw there were just about 3 cars there. But nobody can say specifically that Buhari is really exists. So nobody knows. Another possibility is that Buhari, having been lost in transit for a very long time, having been so-called, lost his life in 2017, maybe they are trying to find a way now to announce officially that he is now dead. Play the same trick that they played when Yar'Adua died, because more than 3 months that man that had been buried, they were pretending that he was living. And all of a sudden, they brought us an empty coffin. Nobody could have seen his face. And they covered it with a national flag and they went to do the ceremony officially. Maybe that is what they are up to now. Maybe in a few weeks' time, we are going to be told that, oh, but I mean, this condition has deteriorated. And then maybe a week later, they say, oh, the president is dead. So they are playing us. So that's the way I look at it. And let's hope that I'm going to be proven wrong.
Who's gonna prove this man wrong? This man has been fighting for Yoruba self-determination for so long. I'm going to go back to Baba Pastor Ajiboye. What's your take on this one? Buhari is dead. Some people are saying Buhari is in England, even though they said he's dead, and they're still clamoring that he is no more. And again, the jet that was shot down. If Buhari is dead, why will people go and demonstrate that Buhari is dead? We should just let it be. Because at the end of the day, are you telling me that Oshibajo does not know that Buhari is dead? Obasanjo does not know that Buhari is dead? Baba Adeboye does not know that Buhari is dead? Because if Buhari is actually dead, we will hold all these people responsible later on as a partner in crime.
Definitely.
Baba, what's your take on this one?
Yes. For me, I don't believe the man died. I believe he's still alive. I believe he has a sickness that's so severe that he cannot function. And they are taking over. That's why his wife shouted at that time that the government is not in hand of her husband. Until now, you have never seen that woman outside like a wife of head of state. So in between them, they are playing politics because there are some group that the Fulanis have put in place in government no matter, even if Tinubu win the election today, it's not going to be the ruler. The people that have been taking care of Fulani agenda, they were in the government. Without them, anything they don't put on, nobody can do it. So I don't want us to fool ourselves. Buhari is alive. He is in charge, but in charge is in control of Fulani agenda. It's only we, Southerners, that are fool. Instead of us to see reason and come together as one and say no more, there are a lot of chances that we can say we are. They can't stop us if we agree to go. Igbos, let us say, okay, we are no more. The people that minority, those are the politician and the king or whatever they call them, they are minority. But all of us, all the other people should come together and say, okay, apart from say Fulani is something, our population is enough for us to become a nation, for progress, for a lot of things to be done, which this seat of sin, calling Nigeria, I call it seat of sin. I've been making people to be a killer, kidnapper, raper. They have nobody to have anything in their mind again than to steal money. You cannot trust anybody in that place anymore. Even they began to spoil the family. So for this reason, Buhari is alive to me. And he came here, could be, you know, there is a system in this country that if you are medical something, there is a time they will give you that you will come for social thing, maybe medical check-up or continuation of what they have been doing before. And again, he can use that one also to meet their group who has been together with them to make sure that the South or the Yoruba can never go forward. What I want you to realize today, when I was studying in I think 1995 and 6, I was studying kind of shipping something in Tottenham Court in a private college there. I have a lecturer who told me that they are in control of every leaders in Africa. It's that those people they want. If that people do not follow their agenda anymore, they will find a way to topple their government and put another person there. So most of them has their own residence near the ocean, like the Atlantic Ocean, that they can go there to enjoy themselves. He mentioned Nigeria as part of it.
Baba, let me go to Dr. Awal. Dr. Awal, do we have hostage situation in Nigeria? Are the Nigerian, the Southerner, majority of the Nigeria, are we being held hostage by some terrorist organization?
Yeah, that's for a long time. For a long time, that's what it's been happening. But before I move into that, your question, I have additional information. So am I permitted?
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, in addition to what the last speaker said, according to my own investigation, yeah, and I'm very, very close to the government. So that Buhari is real Buhari. Then he genuinely came for a medical checkup.
Yeah.
Then to your question, so there's no doubt about that. That we are we have to pray hard. So because
sorry, doctor, can I come in there? Do we have to pray hard or do we have to violence beget violence?
Both. I do believe in prayer because prayer works. Then we strive as well and work hard because it is not easy for. Did
they pray in China? Did they pray in Japan? Are they praying there in China and Japan?
They have their own way. They pray. They worship idols and they believe in their idols. Even Chinese, they have idols which they believe in it, and it helps them.
So why do we now throw our own idols away and then carry the white man idol?
You know, in Nigeria we have multiple idols or multiple religions, because there are some idol worshippers. We still have them in Nigeria. So we have people who believe in Jesus, and we still have people who believe Muhammad. So religion is different from spiritual. When I'm talking about spiritualism is different from religion. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah. Because
religion discussing about worshiping, but when we are talking about spiritualism, we are talking about the power, spiritual power, something that you cannot see with your naked eyes. Don't you know that all these Hausa Fulani people, they have spiritual power? They use spiritual power to control Nigeria. It's not ordinary.
With all these people eating their malu and their cows.
Yeah, and also they believe in some spiritual prayer, and they used to travel to Mecca and some other places to do. Then they travel to Mali, they travel to Gambia, because they believe in power, and they still believe that they are in charge of Nigeria. See what they told Akeredolu, all those Fulanis, when he gave them 1 week to vacate the forest reserve. Yeah. Do you know what they told him? They said that nobody can remove them from there, that they have been living there since about 300 years or 250 years.
Can I say something to you on that one? Can I say something to you quickly? Yeah? They think they have a right to be in the forest? Is that what they said?
They believe that they have right, and meanwhile they don't have rights.
Okay, no, they let them have the right. But I'm telling you today that the forest now have been given the authority that the forest can swallow them. We're not going against them that they have right. I'm going to be rounding up the program because of time, right? But what we need to do is, I don't think one day is enough for us to discuss things the week in review. We might have to extend it to a 2-day program so that it doesn't become too long and too monotonous for people that are actually listening to us.
Moderator,
yes,
can you please, that's just a point.
Go ahead, sir.
Tinubu is planning to become president. And you know, this Tinubu is working with Buhari. So that is why I think they are planning to arrest Igboho before the election. Quote me for this.
Okay. I want to thank you for that information. But I'm telling you that within the next 2 weeks, the spiritual aspect of things will come in. A couple of days ago or last night, I had a program that says, is the supreme being about to unleash another set of plague on Nigeria authority? And this is coming in the month of April. And people in places of authority will run for no reason. Let me see who sent. Someone just sent me something there.
Moderator,
yes, sir.
I think I can give you one thing about what you are saying. I heard it, I saw it in vision, and I heard it that they said that God is the one that are fighting the government of Nigeria. And he says he's going to scatter them. He's going to destroy all whatever they believe that they have. Myself, I saw all what is happening. I have seen it in dream before. At the end of this, I saw victory, that we are going to have our land back. But it's going to be a tug of war. I saw that they are wearing a military uniform, operating. They are not really original military, but they are using it to disturb, to fight. But spiritually, God is on our side. God will surely destroy them.
Okay.
So I have heard that for several prophets. I saw it myself, and I believe it.
Okay.
I don't know when, but it's going to happen.
Yeah, I didn't hear it from any prophet. I didn't see it from any prophet. But this is what I've been told by God Himself, right? And I've been given the authority to some few of us to go out and unleash this plague on them. And the plague will start this very time in the month of April 2021. They will run people. They will go to any gathering and they will run. It doesn't matter. Some people say don't say it. The good thing about it is that if it's of God, we stand. Nobody can stand against it. They can do anything. But I am telling you today, and I'm warning them now, even Tinubu will not be alive in 2023. He can't. Because this is the vision, and I'm giving it to you now. Something will happen somewhere. There will be a little bit of a stampede, and people will run, and Tinubu will die in that stampede. It will be a little stampede. It's not going to be a major stampede. Everybody will run. Tinubu will run as well, and it will fall and die in that stampede. I want everybody listening to me to write it down so that they can see when it materializes. I am not a voodoo person. I'm a very spiritual person, but this is bound to happen. It's been pronounced and it's actually been stamped in heaven. People from this month, people will run for no reason. They will just, hey, everybody, they will not even see what is chasing them. Maybe they will see, maybe they won't see it, but they will run. And they will run eskasketa, or skata, skoto, like the man said, right? They will run for no reason. It is not something that anybody can change. I can't change it. The only being who can change it is God himself, because it's his order. They will run. People will run for no reason. Nothing will chase them, or something will chase them. I don't know how it's going to happen, but they will run, and they will run for their dear life. I've seen so many messages coming in. Unfortunately, I might not be able dying. Buhari is dying. We don't even care whether someone is dying or whether someone is alive. We don't even care that. What we care about is that what God wants to do, God will do it. What he promised that we do, he will surely do it. The mistake we made in Yoruba land is that we throw away what we have, what God has given us. I'm going to repeat it today, right? When Moses get to the side of the river, did he just use the stick to turn it, touch the river, right? They didn't know. They didn't tell us. Àyájọ́ ni Moses sọ tó fi bọ́ Ọlọ́run sọ̀rọ̀. Moses sọ àyájọ́ yẹn náà la náà padà sí nísìn that we started using, and God in his mercy will make it work for us. I want to show us something. The natural herbal remedy for HBP is out. It's out. You might not see it properly on this one. Unfortunately, the writing on the bottle is green, and you have to actually press it to open it, and it's sealed. And on top of being sealed, it will come with. If you think you need it, please send me a text on the number I'm gonna show you now, and send HBP to me by text, by WhatsApp message, onto a number. I'm going to try and find the number. I have so many. It's HBP.
Who is he working for?
High blood pressure.
That's what it.
Yeah.
Then people know.
Yeah. It's called another fine product from Yoruba land, Yoruba nation, right? And it says made in Yoruba land. It's not made in Nigeria. It's made in Yoruba land, and it's a herbal remedy for high blood pressure. So if you need it, I will try and find the number to display. It's the regular number +44 734 123 4560. The t-shirts and the other things are still there if you want it. The number is the same. The Chief Imam CD is still ongoing as well. If you think you can help, please send me a message on that one, and then we can work something out for you. I've started sending the details where our people can actually support the Chief Imam on that one. The natural herbal remedy for HBP. That is the bottle there. That is the bottle there. I don't think you can see it properly. I'm gonna leave it on black so that you can see it a little bit. Yeah. So that is the bottle. There. So and it has all the necessary information. For a change, we put the active ingredient on it so that people can know what it takes and what is actually in there. Oh God of mercy, people are sending tests about this ABBA already. That was so quick. HBP is what it is. HBP. Thank you very much. I can see the things are coming in thousands. So don't worry. We got a lot. We got about 500 we got 500 pieces of this medicine. So it's not something that will run out quickly. And I believe it's priced at £20 a bottle. I believe it's priced at £20 a bottle. This is where we'll be calling it a day. But I'm going to take like 1 minute sum up from my guest tonight. 1 minute sum up each from my guest tonight. And I will give you direction like a judge on what kind of submission I want you to make. Where are we going? How are we going to do it? Is it possible? And a word for people who are against Yoruba Nation. I will start with Fatai Ogunbido so that I can cut him easily. Fatai, over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Well, whether you cut me or not, I'll still have to talk. Now, Benny, let me tell you, if you're Nigerian, that country does not exist. We are being scammed. And let me explain to you, because I haven't been given the opportunity to do this. We are on the verge of recolonization. And that is what is happening at the moment. I saw this since 1993 when I went to a shop in London and I saw this card. It's a postcard that described Africa as a virgin land that was yet to be annexed, and that soon or very soon, the colonization of that nation and of that continent is going to happen. I saw that postcard, I stood still, I couldn't move, I was thinking about it. Is this going to happen? So when in the mid-90s, and this problem is emanating from Somalia, from Sudan, from Ethiopia, then my mind was flashing. But is this not the recolonization that is happening? So when you see the war raging in Congo, in everywhere, it is part of the recolonization. But we never knew that this will definitely move to Nigeria. I mean, as I'm talking to you now, we have the Fulanis in government, and we have all the mercenaries infiltrating into southern part of Nigeria, from Niger, from Chad, from northern Cameroon, and from Mali, and these are Francophone nations. And as I'm talking to you, we are having a French frigate resting now in the Gulf of Guinea. How are we sure that the mercenary that are actually in Yoruba bushes are not their radio are not being controlled from that ship that actually is on the Gulf of Guinea? So Ajakela na won kú lónìí, ta ni ó mọ̀ pé ajá ló pọ̀ ọmọ jẹ, wọ́n dà ní pé ó ṣe gàtẹ́ ó ṣe gàtẹ́, wọ́n ló fún yín ẹsẹ̀ méjèèjì ó fi jọra wọn. So if we are having Francophone nations infiltrating southern part of Nigeria, and right now we are having a French ship that is stationed in Gulf of Guinea, with which is a missile range to Yoruba land, and we are having all this radio being served, all the mercenaries, and we had a report sometimes ago that Fulani radio has been opened in Nigeria. What else are we going to show proof that recolonization and war is coming to southern Nigeria? And as we had earlier on by Frank Gaffney, I can assure you that catastrophe is actually staring us at the face. So the earlier we come out in unity together to know that there is no election happening in 2023, it is all distractions. So that by the time they are going to strike us, we are looking elsewhere. So let us be realistic and let us be united so that we can fight this off. We had the Republicans saying it. We have to meet violence with violence, otherwise we are going to be conquered. Well, God has spoken to us. He has risen. He has actually given us prophets who have spoken about it. In person of Frank Gaffney, we've seen Milafia Obadia sensitizing us about it. How he spoke to many of the commanders in this Boko Haram, who are saying that in 2022 the war is going to start. So what is happening now is the build-up to that war, and we must be sensible to understand that. Unless we put this on the table and we argue about it and we are united, let me tell you, we might be taken away from our land. Please let us be wary.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that, even though it's about 20 minutes, but that is not a problem. I'm going to go to Daddy quickly. Daddy, your last word on the program, sir.
Yeah, well, first, we have to unite. Two, let our people stop buying all things that they are bringing from the north. Let them stock their own food now. Let them learn how to keep themselves out of food for some time, for only a few months. They should stop it. Number one, to weak them when there's no source of income for them again. We are winning both sides. Two, people should be ready to defend themselves and their area. In my community, we set up the security that we're waiting for any stranger that arrive into that place, we are turning you back. People now rise up to defend their place. Then the politician is to forget that they were doing anything for the people, and people should not believe them anymore, because they have no power, they have no right, they have no authority to rule. The people that up, they are the ones that are ruling that place, and they cannot say anything. Whatever they want. If I heard that we are discussing something, they say many things they already agreed, they discussed, and they have finalized it, they voted and everything. But when Abaribi was talking, say, but the executive will not do nothing, because the executive are the real Fulani people that are working there. So the best bet now is we outside to be ready to find way to feed our people so that they stop buying things there. Two, our push to talk, particularly, I want us to find way to talk to Alapatas, Yalojas, who are doing the business. Because if we don't have alternative for them, they will force to do what we don't want them to do. We have to look for an alternative for them. We can do from that, then we begin to stand on our own, that say, this is our land, and let us use our traditional way of things. I've said it before. If one cow die in a place, the Fulani will move out from that place. They will never come to that place anymore, because they cherish cow than the human being. So please, we will continue, that we encourage our moderator to continue to see that we come, because a lot of information can be, which is not going to be the one that we can hide. But our people should know that there's no more Nigeria, and with it 50 years, it can never be a better place for them. It's better now for every one of us to go on our way so that we can build up. If there's going to be a way of working together, yes, it's going to be an understanding thing that we can group, but not now, because some people say that they want to rule forever. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go to Dr. Awal as well. Dr. Awal, your last word on the show tonight, sir.
Yeah, to me, I don't believe this Yoruba nation can be achieved, and I have reason. Because the agitators, we have problem with Yoruba traditional rulers. The agitators, we have problem with our top Yoruba politicians. Then the agitators, they have to go along with all these people before they can achieve this. Then they should stop refilling whatever they are planned on social media. And I'm refilling this due to the nature of my job. So not everything they will bring onto social media, because all those Yoruba traditional rulers, they are not happy with all these agitators. And also religious leaders in Yoruba land, and they have to carry all these people along. They have to carry them along, and I don't think they are ready to go with all this Yoruba nation. And it is good if it can be achievable. So, but they have to be very, very careful and stop revealing their secrets on social media. That is a borolas of Omaluabi.
Thank you. I like the way you end it. Aboro of Omoluabi. But when it's of God, it's bound to stand. I'm gonna go to Dr. Posi Olatubosun quickly on his last word on the show tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be very short. 3 things. Where are we going? How will we get there? And a word for our people at home. So, where is Nigeria going? Well, Nigeria has become functus officio from 16th of March. So there's a constitutional dispute now, and all the nationalities whose assets, whose constitutions were seized on 15 January have woken up. It was a 21 years arduous task, and there's no going back at all. So I've said it once that it is like a woman who had become pregnant. Everyone could say it. It is no longer. There's no longer going back in this. The horse had bolted, and if they're trying to shut the stable now, it is too late. So how will we get there? Well, 30-day period window had been given to the politicians. It's not a sign of weakness at all. It's just to consult with these people. And as we've said, Agbaja okinba woje. Agbaja to ba woje, to ba weranko je, o ti jona pe awaja gan ma lo niyen. So it is a warning to our politicians, and I won't say more than that. And a word for people who are waiting for Udua or Yoruba nation. Not only Yoruba nation, the Middle Belt nation, a Middle Belt bloc, Lower Niger bloc, all these nations will be giving birth to. Okay, so wait for it. Our people, I'm giving you this word of encouragement. It will happen, because over the last 1 or 2 weeks, people thought maybe, because nothing is happening, that maybe that perhaps that's the end of the story. Not at all. There is a 30-day window. By the end of April, something tangible will happen. Just wait for it. Keep on holding the faith. Yoruba nation will be birthed. Lower Niger nation will be birthed. Middle Belt nation will be birthed. God bless you, and have a wonderful night.
Fantastic, sir. I want to thank everybody who has been part of this program today. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience with me on this program today. And there's nothing we can do apart from doing what we're supposed to do and following our heart. Your heart matters most. Please follow your heart. Your heart will do you a lot of goodness. A lot of goodness will come through you from your hard work. We are not alone. We're doing it together. Remember, the number for T-shirt is there. The number for the HBP, high blood pressure herbal remedy, is there. And until tomorrow, when we continue on this Yoruba Nation The Week in Review, I remain loyal to you, and I will see you. Okay. God bless you. Bye-bye. Good night.
Newly formed Udidua Nation.